Good Wednesday evening, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich here at WCNC. Welcome to Live Weather Impact. We've got some gorgeous weather. It's the 1st of October, and full transparency, October is my favorite month of the year. It is probably the best weather we get in the Carolinas. Probably followed only second by April. And I will say that October is better than April because there's no pollen. So you don't have the tree pollen to deal with. But we still have mosquitoes, so I don't know. It's kind of a little bit of a trade-off. I can take care of the mosquitoes a lot easier than I can the tree pollen, I can tell you that. Let me show you the October numbers, why I love this month, because this is a month where you get warm to sometimes mild, sunny afternoons and crisp, cool mornings. But it can get hot early in the month. That 99, I remember that specifically because I was camping that early October. It was the first couple days of October 2019. We had 99 2 days in a row. That's our all-time hottest in October. That's crazy hot. Coming up with Tim, we're going to talk about October in general. Normally 90s aren't common in October. And just to lay this out for you, only 15 Octobers out of 147 in our record books has it ever hit 90 or higher. So it's not a common thing. And looking at the long-range forecast, there's nothing remotely close to 90, even though I do think it's going to be warmer than normal. So I can safely say we're done with the 90s. Our average last date is usually September 12th. This year it was September 24th. So we're kind of done with 90s. We're at the time of the year, folks, where 80 is considered a warm or hot day, not 90 anymore. That's where we are. All-time coldest, 24 degrees back in 1962. And you could see the range. We start the month at 78 and 57 for an average high and low. By the end of the month, that's 68 and 44. And typically, we're starting to get towards the end of the month our first frost potential. And if you're wondering about snow, it does snow in the mountains in October. In fact, the earliest snow on record in the state of North Carolina was on Beech Mountain back on September 30th. I believe it was 2011. So usually the beginning, right about this time is when we start to see the first possible chances of wintry weather. Look at the driest, 2000, a trace. Boy, I hope that doesn't happen this year. But the wettest, talk about hurricanes, tropical systems still likely, 1990. 14.72 inches, and yes, we lose a ton of daylight here in October, over an hour coming up. Speaking of daylight, look at the views. Gorgeous views of uptown. Fall feels the next couple of days, cool nights, mild days. Weekend, warmer but still dry, and yes, some rain chances as we go into next week. I'll just show you the high and low today. It was warmer than normal. 78 and 57, so way above. And look at that record, 92. 1954 was a hot October. That was the hottest one we'd ever seen, and I think we had 4 or 5 days above 90 that year. That's also when we had the latest 90 ever. That was October 13th, 1954. Gorgeous skies. I love looking at the satellite and radar today. Temperatures in the 70s, still kind of warm, but the dew points, this is why it feels so good out there today. 50s for dew points. Tonight, you might need the light jacket or the sweater in the morning. Free air conditioning, I called it earlier. Low to mid 50s in the morning, some 40s. So you could give the AC a rest. If you love not having much of an energy bill, I would suggest turning it off tonight when it gets cool, because if you get it cool in your house with these temperatures in the 40s and 50s, because trust me, your air conditioner would never get it that cold in your house. Outside air getting in would do it. But tomorrow we only climb up into the low and mid 70s. That means most of the day you're in the 60s. So pretty good chance if you could get it cool in your house tonight, you could keep it cool tomorrow, even with full sunshine and northeast winds. We'll talk about Hurricane Imelda. That's the only system out there. Umberto is now a remnant low. Bermuda heads up. This is heading your way. This is going to merge with the front that absorbed Umberto. They're all going to kind of come together and become a pretty strong storm system in the northern Atlantic. And yes, it will impact Europe. Look at the winds with this big wind field out there. So still a lot of wind pushing water throughout the Atlantic. So swells stay elevated in the Outer Banks, but not nearly what we saw the last couple of days. We'll talk about this with Tim. I believe we lost another house overnight. We're up to 6 in the last 24 hours. So it's been a rough couple of days in the Outer Banks. Look at this. Severe clear. Just plenty of sunshine, gorgeous conditions. If you have the next couple of days off, you planned correctly, because this is patio weather. This is go to the park. This is play golf, do anything, and this is just going to be gorgeous. Low dew points, sunny skies. Until next week, the dew points jump back up. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, because we're going to still need rain. Tomorrow, we're going to talk a lot about the drought monitor, which comes out on Thursdays. We didn't get much rain this week. It was less than a half an inch in many locations. We need way more than that. And our next rain chances really aren't until next week, and so far just 40%. We'll talk about fall color. Great conditions in the mountains right now. Highest elevations. Could see peak color this weekend. That's right on schedule. And any weekend in October is a good weekend to go to the mountains. Now, temperatures. This is the 6 to 10 day outlook. So this is the 7th through the 11th. Remember, the average high is continuing to fall. It'll be in the mid 70s by this time frame with an average low in the mid 50s. This doesn't mean it's going to be hot by summer standards, hot by October standards. So if the average high is 75 and it's 78 or 79, this map verifies that's above normal. So this map is, I think, sometimes misconstrued. People think it's how hot it is. It just means the chances of being above average for this time frame. And if your averages are 75, 80 is hot by this standards. And as I mentioned before, 80 now is a hot temperature for us in the month of October. Here's a look at your Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. Really a great stretch of weather. I'm looking forward to that Friday, Saturday morning because we'll see some upper 40s even around Charlotte. Could see a touch of frost in the mountains. And this will get the fall color kick-started. That's why I think this weekend we'll have peak color in the mountains because these cool nights and warm days will really bring out the color over the next few days. Big weekend Sunday, Rollville 400. Should be great at the Speedway also. Home Panthers game. Not bad. Sitting in the sun. It'll be warmer, but still not horrible like it was a couple weeks ago with that Atlanta game. It was toasty. And we'll go 10 days in the future. This is why I'm so confident we're not going to hit 90 again because there's nothing remotely close in the next 10 days. And that gets us pretty much to the all-time latest 90-degree day on record for Charlotte. So it's really hard to get 90 at this point. Doesn't mean it won't be some warm, muggy days because anytime you get in the 80s and you have dew points in the 60s, it could feel a bit sticky, especially the overnight lows. I would love to see the lows consistently in the 50s. That would be a sign for me to turn my AC off for the rest of the year, but we'll see. It's always a fight with the family to do that, but I'm one of those people I love. Once I turn that thing off, I don't want to turn it back on and just use the windows as my thermostat. That's my favorite time of year. It's hot in the house, open the window all the way. It's cold in the house, shut the window. That's the best time of year for me when you don't have to use the heat or the air. And so hopefully we'll start getting into that more and more.